Well, welcome to another Beach Walk Insights with me, Chris Davidson. It's the end of November, blue skies and sunshine. Who would believe it? For 2 hours ago, it was raining so hard and blowing so hard, I certainly wouldn't have been standing here, and you certainly would have been able to see that lighthouse behind me. This week, the news has been packed full of the Rosetta mission, the spacecraft to the comet, and I'd like to focus on that for today's Beach Walk Insights. You see, what the Rosetta mission managed to do, just to bring it into a human scale, was to put a dot 1/10 of a millimeter big on that lighthouse that is 7 miles away from where I'm standing now. Just think of the accuracy of that. From where I'm standing now, to be able to put a dot on that lighthouse 1/10 of a millimeter big. And to do that while the lighthouse itself is moving at 34,000 miles per hour. And it takes you half an hour to get a signal over there before any robot does anything. It's quite incredible. Looking at it another way, for example, you could say that to go from where I'm standing now over the Atlantic to New York and hit a target as big as this stone. That's what the Rosetta mission managed to achieve. Quite incredible. So what? Well, for me, the Rosetta mission stands for one thing, and it stands for faith. There's a tremendous amount of faith the engineers had in that project, and it's a word that I think is undervalued and underused in business today. Go back to all of the massive infrastructure projects that the Victorians were famous for in the United Kingdom. They had tremendous faith in those projects. They knew they were going to last a long time, and we're still using that infrastructure for railways and what have you today. Now, there are big companies today that do build infrastructure projects that last a long time. Think, for example, of Crossrail going under London right now, or any of the other large infrastructure projects. They last for a long time, they last for generations, and the people in charge of those projects must have great faith in them, and I'm sure they do. But in the SME sector, I'm not quite so sure that the SME sector has as much faith as it ought to have in what it can do. So if you're part of an SME organization, then I encourage you to have more faith, more belief in what it is that you do. It is the end of November. It is blue skies. It is sunshine. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to leave you to enjoy the view, and I look forward to seeing you on another Beach Walk Insights. You can follow us on Twitter at Chris Davidson UK, hashtag BW Insights. Enjoy the view, and I'll see you another time.